Into the Capitol. Peacefully. Fed. Peacefully. Okay, folks. Remember one. As soon as the president's done speaking, we go to the Capitol. The Capitol's this direction.
What is that? We don't actually know the answer, but it's a completely fair question. The January 6th Commission has from day one refused to answer it. They've refused to answer it, and they attacked anyone who asked, you're a conspiracy. Now, really, what's the answer? Well, now they're telling us they interviewed Ray Epps, and Ray Epps says he wasn't working with the government. Okay, but that doesn't answer the question. Why hasn't he been charged? Why was he taken off the most wanted list? I mean, it's bizarre. And no amount of name calling is going to get us to stop pointing out that it's bizarre, because it is. No one has covered this story more closely or more carefully, more factually than Julie Kelly, better than anyone at the New York Times. She's the author of January 6th, How Democrats Used the Capitol Protest to Launch a War on Terror Against the Political Right, which they have. And she joins us tonight. Julie, thanks so much for coming on. So to see the man who was apparently the front runner, according to at least one poll in the Michigan Republican primary, arrested by the FBI, I'm not sure what he did. I know it was much less than what Ray Epps did. What is this? What is this? I am truly bothered and confused by this.
Well, I'll tell you, Tucker, I read the criminal complaint that was filed today after he was arrested. It appears to me that Ryan Kelly has been under FBI surveillance since the spring of 2020, and here's why. He participated in the anti-lockdown rallies in Michigan. Apparently, he is head of this conservative group that was targeting Gretchen Whitmer and her emergency declaration. In the criminal complaint today, Tucker, they refer to an FBI informant who identified Ryan Kelly in public photos from the Capitol protest. This FBI informant was working on a domestic terror investigation in Michigan in 2020. Now, what is that? That is what we now know is the FBI concocted Whitmer kidnapping hoax. So who is this confidential informant? Why did he ID Ryan Kelly? Also, it appears from separate reporting that Ryan Kelly was in touch with one of the 13 men charged in this hoax, not the 6 men charged federally, the other men who faced state charges. So then this FBI informant was hired separately as an informant to look at this Ryan Kelly situation. So it's very likely that Ryan Kelly was targeted by the same group of FBI agents, undercover agents, and informants who concocted the Whitmer kidnapping hoax.
You know, there are good people at the FBI. I know some of them. Why haven't they come forward to say turning our main law enforcement agency into an instrument of political repression is not acceptable? Like, why aren't FBI agents standing up and saying, no, I can't be part of this?
You know, we really need more to do that. But what's interesting is House Judiciary Committee ranking member Jim Jordan released another letter this week. One FBI whistleblower has come forward and said that he was penalized at the agency because he said the agency was not being entirely forthcoming about what happened on January 6th. So hopefully we will get more information and more whistleblowers to step forward, because this is not what the most powerful law enforcement agency in the country should be doing.
Well, I agree with that. And for our viewers who want to know what actual reporting on an actual news story looks like, read Julie Kelly. Appreciate your coming on. Julie, thank you.
Thanks, Tucker.
So it's this point that whatever the point of the January Commission is, it's not to get to the facts. The first thing they would do if they want to get to the facts is release the thousands of hours of video footage they have and tell us what is the point of the Ray Epps saga and why did the cops open the doors for the protesters, etc. So the point is not to get to the truth. It's to hide the truth and to create a pretext for the Democratic Party to declare war against millions of American citizens who oppose their agenda. Liz Cheney is helping them. Here she is just moments ago screeching about disinformation.
President Trump ignored the rulings of our nation's courts. He ignored his own campaign leadership, his White House staff, many Republican state officials. He ignored the Department of Justice and the Department of Homeland Security. President Trump invested millions of dollars of campaign funds running ads he knew were false and convincing millions of Americans that the election was corrupt and that he was the true president. As you will see, the election campaign provoked the violence on January 6th.
She is off on another planet, and smart person, not an evil person. Why is Liz Cheney abetting the destruction of America's civil liberties, and our sacred norms are being destroyed on the basis of this investigation? Why is she participating in this? Sean Davis has been watching this closely. He's co-founder and CEO of The Federalist, and we're happy to have him tonight. Sean, thanks so much for coming on. What a sad moment this is, and what a strange moment. What do you make of this?
Yeah, I kind of feel like we are watching something akin to the dissolution of the Republic. I mean, we have people who spent the last 4 years with their Russia hoax trying to overthrow the president. They concocted another hoax to make sure a Supreme Court justice they didn't get confirmed. Then you had the whole COVID thing, which they used as a pretext to just do a massive roll-up of power. Then we have the election, and now they have this committee, which they're using really as a pretext to just criminalize opposition to anything they're doing. It wasn't enough for them to beat Trump. It wasn't enough for them to throw him off of Twitter and ban him from social media. It's apparently not enough for them to go and arrest his top White House advisors while they're getting on planes and putting them in shackles. What they really want to do is criminalize the things that you do, that I do, that everyone watching does when they oppose Democrat policies. I mean, this is kind of an existential threat to how our republic works. If you can't speak out against things, if you can't go vote the way you want about things, if you don't get to run for office without them coming and arresting you, we really don't have a republic anymore. It's a really frightening thing to watch, and they're treating it like it's just like it's show business.
I think this all the time. So they control everything. Democrats now control everything. Both branches of Congress, the executive, the corporations, the medias, everything. And yet any dissent is intolerable to them. Like, one guy stands up, Joe Rogan, well, I'm not sure that that's right. Bam, let's destroy him. Like, what impulse is that? That's a totalitarian impulse, isn't it?
It is, and it's an interesting dynamic that you see, that the more they control, the more they hate the people that they can't control.
Yes.
Because when there's a cacophony of voices, it's too much to deal with. But when you're just one person speaking out, when you're the lone voice speaking out, when you're the only outlet people have, they hate you even more, and they're even more determined to crush you. So this isn't going to get better as they get more power. It's not like they're going to somehow be sated with the power and control they have. They're just going to hate the dissenters more and more and want to crush them.
God, that's so smart and deep and true. That's why when they won in 2020, they got angrier. It was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. Sean Davis, thanks so much. Great to see you.